Hey, Ethan. Just gonna have to wait the average amount of time for people to start coming in. Because as my schedule dictates, I have no schedule. I'll be right back. It's fine, Rose Lips. It's just fine. Sup, Y2 sub. Yeah, I should usually, like, do this more often. I know it's going to be a little bit for the chat to start, coming up, so I might as well do something productive with my time, such as do the story that I said I'm going to be doing. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. So, for people to come in, I'm just going to be, doing this. If y'all do have questions at this point, please tell them I'm going to be looking up every now and then. And just be here. And then we're getting to the point where I'm caught in the weird limbo of being extremely far back behind the chat. Unless this is one of those days where actually no one does show up because they actually are doing things by this time. And I'm just horrible, and I'm just now picking a horrible time for other people to start coming in. That is always a possibility. Hey, random person. What's up, Green Jordan? How are you feeling today? I'm feeling just fine, I guess, Rose. I'm okay. We have inspection for our apartment by Monday, so I'm basically gonna make this a short stream. So just so I can, I don't miss a week, and just let you guys know how my situation is. But yeah, I do need to work on cleaning this place. My voice okay? Does it sound weird? I am kind of sick, but not like really sick, and it's friggin' cold. Green Jordan. It's cold as all heck. It's not. There's almost like not a single cloud in the sky. It's just very windy. What is the best name? Best name for what? It's pretty chilly. Yeah, we're getting into, we're at the end of October, so yeah, the weather's gonna start picking up on the colder side. At least it should be. When you're in Texas, it's kind of bipolar in its weather. What is the best color? Well, my favorite color has always been Vanta Black because of how voidy it is, but that's me. How's life? Life is life. You can't really dictate it on a scale if you're me. Coming up November 5th. Oh, that's great, Christian. My birthday's in December. Hey, name. I like Jack. Jack, mostly because I've been desensitized due to Homestuck. Jack has always been like a really good name for me as well. You know, my car. I get my car and clean my shoes, boy. You will always be a forever slave. Listen to master, you nigger, boy, and don't talk back. You heard me, boy. BBB. Well, you seem like a nice person. Have fun in the chat with your weirdness. On November 1st. That's nice, Ethan. Nice. Listen to master, you nigger, boy. Happy to be black so I can say that word without any negative connotations to myself. Because it's just a word to me, and you're just a person who's randomly butthurt for some reason. Whatever. I'm waiting for actual people to start showing up, but if you want to continue your escapades, B with your B. Wow, okay. My zodiac sign, I've always, okay, I noticed from Homestuck, Equius is my patron troll, so I guess Aquarius, is it that? I don't know. I thought Aquarius, no, that's Pisces I'm thinking of. So I guess Aquarius. How old are you? I am 20. About to turn 21 this December. What's been your favorite episode of Song of Season so far? Which, oh yeah, I'm gonna guess you're talking about MLP. And, best song, well, like, so, of this season? It's very hard to say of which this season because I'm not really big on names, and I don't remember that many songs being in this season. I know CMC probably had a few. Anything from the CMC has always been a nice thing for me, but as an episode-wise, I think the season finale for this season is great, but, you know, I'm not going to talk about it because that's coming out tomorrow for you guys. Be a freebie. What are your expectations for the upcoming A Crush Your Girls YouTube series? I just hoping it's just be good. Add some stuff to it, and basically just, you know, expand upon something that's now, like part of the fan base now. You know, if they're gonna expand it. You will be deported back to your country, Africa. I don't live in Africa, and I don't think I have that many African ancestors. Let's make America great again. America was never great. I don't care what anyone says. Safe from all these illegal immigrants, niggers. That's right. Don't talk back to your master, boy. Man, you're having a lot more fun with this than I think you are, man. But yeah, I don't live in Africa. Never did. Never even been to Africa. I've been to New York and Japan. That's about it. And I'm actually part of Japan roots than like African roots. Shockingly, I think it's because my skin color isn't actually all that dark. If you actually notice that, which I don't think you have eyes. And America was never great. I don't care what you say. America is the best place to be, but it's not like great. What's your favorite music? I've always been into techno, basically with anything without lyrics to it. I like to listen to, mostly because I have like a lot of things in my head that I like to go on while listening to music, and having an already baseline story for it distracts me from the actual song. I've been really into classical. That's why I kind of like Octavia and Vinyl, because they share my same favorite movie traits. Anything with piano I really like, and like electronica type of stuff is good too. Not specifically just specifically electronica, but just good music that doesn't involve lyrics. My sister's November 1st to also, what's your favorite movie? My favorite movie, To Kill a Mockingbird is always the movie that goes back into my mind when I have to like fall back on my favorite movie. I don't really have a favorite movie, like a favorite series of movies have to be like all the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff that they've been doing with all the heroes and Avengers and stuff like that. Like, that's my favorite movie series, but there's no like favorite movie out of that. Avengers was great, but I know at least if I go back on my mind, there's probably other movies that I like better. What does one eat when fridge is empty? Ramen noodles. As a college student, you just kind of have to roll with that. That's just my answer from my personal experience. Have you seen the movie yet? If so, thought. Like what? Which movie? If you're talking about the MLP movie, I've been already watched that. Like we even talked about it. Heck, I even have merchandise right here. Like I went to go watch the movie with some of my friends. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in one of my reactions. If not, and I've done a live stream with some other reactors talking about it. Yeah, I've been watching the movie. It was good. Crusher Girls is going to have 45 episodes, but it's not going to be like 22-minute episodes like Friendship's Magic. It's probably going to be at least 11 minutes. Well, if it's confirmed 45 episodes for one like continuous season, then yeah, that's definitely how they're gonna roll with it, and I'm okay with that. There have been good shows that can able to do great things in 11-minute time slots, so I can tell they can probably do it too. Who are your main characters of Nobody Cries for Nothing besides Judo? Like, there's a lot. There's like way too many to just like go off on. But with this, I can kind of give you like a general basis of it. This is probably there's Judo, there's Yoko. There's Judo, Yoko, Icon, of course, Karada, Yuzuki, not Hikaru, not Daisuke, they're more side characters. Mino is a main character. Kaiten, the Mistress of Wonder, Stanford Fondola is a really good main character that I'm happy to be writing about. Salanda, I wouldn't count her as a main character, but she's going to be with Stanford a lot. Sabaru, of course. There's some that aren't announced yet, but you know Kazuo is a main character. You've already seen Claire. Claire is a main character. The girl that's with Yoko, she's a main character. Catherine's basically every kid character that was in the past. Catherine, Styx, Javax. Janice is not a main character, but she is going to be a major side character along with another character that hasn't been revealed yet. I could say another person's name, but I think that's more of a spoiler aspect. And then I have Ichiku, Dakimatsu, other characters. There's other characters I can go off on, but like if you want like a borderline, how many main characters are going to be left like until the end of the series, you could basically count them on two hands. There's not going to be a lot of main characters. You're probably not going to... There's no more than 10. There's no more than 10, but no less than 5. Universe for Life, whenever you're talking about it, it feels like I'm pestering you about it. You should never feel that way. Because one thing I love about people talking about my story is them asking me questions about it, talking to me about it. Because it actually gives me more motivation to get back into it. Because, as you can clearly see, me going into other stories is not me wanting to avoid my original story. It's more like I'm trying to cope with the fact that maybe I'm not ready to continue it at this point. But when people talk to me about it, I get motivation to continue writing about it. Because right now, I'm actually really close to getting to a fun part to draw and write about in the story. But, you know, I still need to get past what I'm doing with Stanford right now. Nice, I wish I can get the merchandise, but my theater doesn't have it. Yeah, I was actually... The funny story about the merchandise was, as soon as I went in there was only one left. And I was just that lucky. And I just, you know, got it. Even though I wasn't planning on, like, buying popcorn or any sort of merchandise, it was the fact that it was just the last one. I'm like, might as well. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Yes. Anything can be an instrument if you use it correctly. Everyone knows that. I don't want to come off like that. No, you're not. Like anyone who like there was a guy, Pika Man one something. I think if you go like on the first few pages, you see a commenter named Pika Man something, and I enjoyed his feedback and commentary. In fact, I think if it wasn't for him constantly having questions and comments in every other like page of my story, I think I would not have continued it on from where it was when I was just uploading it from all the things I got done. If I remember correctly, the moment where Judo killed, you know, Plablunia, the moment where Judo killed Plablunia is where I stopped and when I started to upload the pages. And if it wasn't for his commentary, I would not have continued on and then had more pages to upload after I got done with that point, which was a heck of a lot more pages to get done, like for real. So commentary is the best way for me to continue doing the story. And Karabi, you are one of those people to help me continue on with that because of the commentary. it's like the episode of MLP where even though there's a lot of people like looking at certain things, it was those two, or was it three Phillies? I think it was two Phillies that allowed them to want to continue doing what they do because they like doing it. I see myself buffering, so I'm not entirely sure if you're getting this. Like, I hate this so much. But yeah, that's what I got from that. So yeah, again, continue doing what you do. You're never being a piss. Like, really, it takes a lot to make me angry, and it takes even more just to pester me. Shockingly enough. Favorite candy? Nestle's Crunch Bars. If I have to go with a favorite candy off the top of my head, I remember always getting a Nestle Crunch Bar and just putting it in the freezer and then eating it when it's frozen, because that's like the best way to eat chocolate, when it's like really cold. Me 3 for your life. Just stop watching Despicable Me 3, like in the movie theaters, or is it on DVD now? I don't know. That's the only Despicable Me that I did not have the pleasure of watching. Not that I don't like Despicable Me, it's just that I didn't get a chance to watch it because I don't like really going to movie theaters. I think just the MLP movie was like an exception to that, because it's like, okay, this is the first real pony movie in theaters. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to have this experience, especially with friends. But yeah, but I'm sorry. I mean, it's not or horseradish is not interested in it either. Hey, Kick-Ass Reactions is here. Hey, what's up? Do you watch any sports? If so, basketball or football? I've never been much of a sports guy. Not really. Mostly because like I still have the childlike mind of I don't see a point. I'm not insulting the game at all. Like at all. I just don't get it. Like there are certain entertainment values I get from certain sports, but when it comes to basketball, you get the ball, you run to that side, you hopefully get it, and then the other team gets it. Same thing with football. You grab the football, it's just more physical in forms of like tackling and stuff like that. I just never really found entertainment value in sports at all. But when I was in the mental hospital, I kind of just watched it and kind of enjoyed myself, really. Speaking of which, today is the day, isn't it? Today's the day that things went wrong. And I'm fine. Awesome. Well, that's done. But yeah, but basketball or football, if I had to choose between the two, I would rather watch football than basketball, to tell you the truth. If I had to pick one out of the two, it's definitely football. But as for sports in general, I don't usually just go out of my way to watch them. How do you feel about the Black Panther movie? I think it's gonna be good. See, if it's anything, I think Marvel at this point, along with their ownership from Disney, I think right now they can make characters that I didn't even care about when I was reading comics actually be more interesting. Black Panther was never like a thing on my map about a hero, but the trailer that I saw for his movie just made me interested, very interested. So yeah, the Marvel Cinematic Universe knows what they're doing. As for Justice League, I'm not excited at all to see that movie because, well, because the only movie that impressed me was Wonder Woman. That's one movie out of a bunch of movies that were bad. How do you feel about the movie? What is your stance on Tarantino movies? I just like Suits. Tarantino movies. I know I've seen some, but I can't really name them off the top of my head. Like that sort of thing. When it comes to like good producers and stuff like that, I don't know the movie unless someone actually gives me a list of the movies that they did. Because I know for a fact I've seen some Tarantino movies. But he's good. From the movies that I know I've seen, I've known I haven't really had any problems with many movies. Are you gonna react to Love Live Sunshine after you finish Miraculous Ladybug Season 2? Probably. Like, it really depends on my memorabilia for stuff like this. I'm not sure. Yes?
You haven't seen any Swiffer Dusters lying around, have you?
No, I have not.
Damn it.
Sorry. What's better? Ketchup. I'm not even gonna read the rest because it's just ketchup for me. I don't like any other condiments other than ketchup. Like, really. Like, for real. For not gonna lie, ketchup is just the quintessential condiment. As Dan once said, that's what he is. That's what it is. Ketchup is great. Ketchup is way better than any other condiment. That's my stance. I went to see the MLP. I went to see the MLP movie, and I was literally the only one there. It was nice because I got put my feet up. Yeah. The theaters that we have here, they've really upgraded. Like the seats now, they have reclining chairs. They have like literal reclining chairs now, and it's funny because it's weird because I never had that before. But yeah, at the movie theater we did have reclining chairs. Our movie theater was not packed, but it was full, if that makes sense to you. You can, if you walk into a theater, you basically see like any other type of movie theater, like type of crowd, but it's not like, oh my god, if we didn't reserve our seats, we would not have a seat kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we had a pretty nice audience in ours. There was one annoying kid, but that's just annoying kids. You can't really control them. Forces isn't out. Yeah, sadly enough. Like, I want to play Sonic Forces. That's definitely because it was made by the same people who made Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors, and I guess some other Sonic game, but you know, obviously not as good as those two. But Sonic Forces, from what I've seen from the trailers, looks fun. I'm not gonna say it's like going to be the best Sonic game ever, but it looks like a competent game that it looks like work was put into it. At least people can admit that. There were some people calling this that it looks like a new Sonic 06. Have you played, seen, heard, even glimpsed at Sonic 06 for anyone who made that comment? Like, at all. Like, okay. People can make the assumption that it's just Sonic Generations 2 and they're falling back on that because it was what succeeded. And I can agree with that. I mean, like, there's, other than trying to connect it with Mania, which is saying that the Sonic Mania Sonic is the one Sonic that's working with Sonic and Forces. Wow, that's a lot of Sonics in Forces. Then yeah, that makes sense. At least they're trying to put like a more of a story background to it. And having the 2D game connect with a 3D game is interesting enough. But yeah, they definitely could have done something better when it comes to like a trope or a gimmick they want to do to pad out the gameplay. But yeah, it's an interesting game. Are you planning on seeing Star Wars The Last Jedi? Yes. Yes. I was going to continue that with another comment, but I think I'm going to withhold that just for clarity's sake. Yeah, I'm going to watch The Last Jedi. I mean, Mark Hamill as Luke has to end off in some way, and I'm happy that it's still Mark Hamill. Like, for real. I'm happy that they're actually keeping to the old guys. They could have gotten some old guy off the street. But no, this is canonly what Luke would look like if he grew old. So, yeah. I would love it if he, like, you know, did some things. I also heard that Mark Hamill, like, kind of bashed the movie, like the previous movie in some ways. Like, they could have done stuff better, and hearing his comments, I do believe, yeah, his vision looks to be a lot better. I mean, he is Luke, so you can't really say what Luke would do other than Luke, right? So... What does mustard taste like? I actually couldn't tell you because I never had mustard. Like, I think I've had mustard when I was young and I didn't like it. But at this point, I think the taste of mustard has been gone because I've been eating nothing but ketchup. Same thing with mayonnaise and pretty much any other condiment besides ketchup. Which Circle Lord is responsible of drugs and addiction? Oh, that has to probably go to Envy right there. Drugs and addiction for Lilith. Lilith's influence on the human world mostly derives from things of what people want to do to cope with themselves through either envious or just being sad in general. Like drugs, alcohol, and stuff came from her. Like that's I'm even doing something with that later on with that. Like she made drugs and alcohol. She actually did it for two reasons. It's like a double standard to her. She knew that it's bad for people, so that's working on the end of her being a demon. But she also knows that it helps with coping. So it unless the people that she's looking at using those drugs and alcohol and stuff like that and addictions, the people who know moderation is what weakens her. But people who are actually addicted to the drugs that she put up there, that's, you know, she helps them, but too much help can be bad for you on her end. I meant which were the more exciting for Sonic Forces or Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania, of course. Like, I've been a classic Sonic fan a lot. Like, and when they came up with Sonic Generations, when I played as classic Sonic, it didn't feel the same, and I think that's obvious for many people that it didn't feel the same because you putting 2D type mechanics for like a more 3D background and visual aspect definitely will feel different no matter what you do. The classic 8-bit style, I mean, who wouldn't be excited for Sonic going back to his quote-unquote roots and stuff, and especially how Sonic Mania was handled. I mean, I was stuck on Oil Ocean for a while because I was constantly dying to the octopus Eggman robot thing, and when I finally beat it, it felt gratifying. You don't, from all the Sonic 3D Sonic games, like Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, I never had the satisfaction of constantly losing to something over and over and having great satisfaction after I beat it. Unlike the Sonic games where it's more like, you know, good pacing to that. So yeah, Sonic Mania for me was like, for better or worse, it was the better thing to look forward to. Oh no, that wasn't Goat. That was Tyler. Tyler came in. He was looking for a Swiffer duster because, as I said in the beginning of the stream, that we're trying to clean up for inspection. Because if we fail inspection, we gotta pay for cleaners, and we pay for cleaners. That's more money on our already extremely high budget plate of paying for what we live here. Hey, I sleep on the floor. You gotta cut me some freaking slack. It says Schwan Saw. I don't even know what that is. Cyborg looks boring in Justice League. I don't remember a line he said in the trailers. Yeah, if he even had any. I agree. The Cyborg in there looks a little bit. It's like it. I don't get why he looks so like that. I when I watch the movie, if I'm gonna get it on DVD or Redbox or something like that, when I watch the movie, I have to see why that particular design. Because one thing I love about Cyborg is his voice actor from Teen Titans and also apparently from Justice League Action. But yeah, he just seems when I hear Cyborg, I want the Booyah dude. And I know that's kind of like saying that any other version, kind of like my Heath Ledger's Joker, will always be my quintessential Joker. Even though I will say that the Joker from The Dark Knight is rivaling that Joker in forms of like enjoyability. I do have my preferred voice actors and my preferred people to play certain characters. That's just how I was raised from other movies and other mediums. So I'm sorry for anyone who actually puts in forth the effort. Like Heath Ledger's Joker. Oh man. I just get these weird ideas for my, in quotes, since I'm not first thought of it, comedy version of Nobody Cries for Nothing. You probably are, like, when it comes to a comedy version, there's not many people who are actually quote-unquote fans of my stuff on DeviantArt. Like, I had, like, maybe, like, 7 people as a consistent flow of people to read the story. While that's a hell of a lot more than usual, you know, considering there was no one before, it's not like a fan base right now. It's just like a thing that people can look at and then kind of enjoy. But it's nothing big, and I hope to make it big. But right now, it's a baby. It's barely walking. So still wouldn't say that as an error question because Force is in and out. I think he just meant what am I most hyped for? And when I first heard about these two things, because they both came out at the same time, right? Well, you know, trailer-wise, like, we got Sonic Mania. Look. And then also you have a 3D Sonic in development. Look. What are you most excited for? And it really depends if you are a classic Sonic fan or if you're a modern Sonic fan. And since I'm more of a classic Sonic lover, I was more excited for Mania. Forces, it just seemed like another Sonic Generation / Sonic Colors thing that's gonna be fun to play, but doesn't get really hyped about. Even when they revealed that you could create your own character. I've never been a Sonic OC maker. I think the only time I ever made a Sonic OC was Dante, and he died just as fast as anyone else I made. That was just part of a trend and a fad that was going on for me. So yeah, a phase, you could say. So yeah, Dante is dead. I like Sonic 06. I never said that Sonic 6 was a terrible, horrible, god-awful game. it is those things, but it's not like you can't find enjoyment out of it. I remember playing it and just enjoying it for the amount of glitches and stuff that can go through, and just how like kind of stupid it was. Like, only in the sense that no one can tell me that the whole relationship with Elise, a human, and Sonic, a hedgehog, is a nice thing to do. It's not, okay? So, like, that's just my standards. I have 100% Sonic 06, and I would still play it any day. Sonic over Sonic and the Secret Ring. Sonic and the Secret Rings, I do remember playing that when I had a Wii. I don't remember beating it, but I do remember it. Sonic and the Black Knight, however, Aaron from Game Grumps make that game look hard, but it's actually extremely easy. Like one, worse, looks is, Laura's a new fighting like children, and, it thinks how they are behaving as such, remembering, I guess, daddy issues, God, some pants. Never. Down to hell with you. Do you like the MLP movie? Yeah, I loved it. Like, okay, I don't know, just look up Apple Geek. Just look up the reactor of Apple Geek, and he has an entire like live stream of us just loving the movie. If it wasn't for that live stream, I would not have looked at certain scenes in the movie better than I already did. Like the scene where a lot of stuff happened that I'm not gonna say because, you know, spoilers and whatnot, but there have been a lot of things that I had like minor complaints about, but those minor complaints turned into great admiration for that conversation. The movie was good. I think I remember giving it an 8, maybe. I don't remember my score to it, but I think it would have been an 8. Blow the MVP final. Yeah. That's coming. Like, it's already like rendered out and everything. I think I'm either, since I don't know when the episodes come out like on TV, so I wait until I see like one other reactor do it, or I look it up myself and just like go on the Wikipedia and see if it was posted and stuff. And that's about it. But I think I'm gonna upload it as soon as I come back from work, and that will be like around 5-ish, or 6-ish o'clock. And then we're gonna have another live stream to talk about it. I don't know when we're gonna plan it out, but we are gonna have a live stream with other reactors talking about the season finale. Just got here. What did I miss? Not much, I think. There's not much that I really talked about. Alright, Generations and Colors may have been too easy, but they were definitely fun to play. Yeah, that's like the borderline, like, thing for those two games. They had a lot of elements to it that allowed it to be enjoyable. The gimmick they went with was fun, and I believe that Sonic Colors may have dragged out a little bit longer than it needed to in certain stages. But Sonic Generations was like a quintessential fun game. I think it was the first Sonic game that I platinumed because it was actually that fun to want to go after all the trophies, and it was fun. Sonic Colors, however, just, you know, just certain levels just got to me. Colors is honestly my favorite 3D Sonic game. Mind you, I haven't played any 3D Sonic game before 06. I played pretty much every Sonic game except for some GBAs and some like other spin-off type games. When it comes to like modern Sonic, I think there isn't a modern Sonic game that I have not played. Interaction to the fourth coming out, PBG Powerpuff Girls. Talking about Powerpuff, what? Reaction to fourth Powerpuff Girls? Is that, are we talking about Powerpuff Girls? If we're talking about Powerpuff Girls, I'm not going back to that series. You can't make me. Have you played any of the Batman Arkham games? I played every single one. Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. I even re-got them all on PS4 with the Arkham Collection. This is a very good game. I even played Arkham Origins, and the only good thing about that game was the Deathstroke fight. That's it. That's literally the main highlight of that entire game, and it's one of the first people you fight and beat. And then they bring him back in Arkham City, not Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and he was a pansy, and he uses a stupid friggin' tank to stop it. That's not how he works. He goes head first. I was kind of disappointed in that. Like, I was really expecting a nice, good action. He's as good as me at fighting but nope. Batman Arkham City is my favorite game. If I have to pick, I think Arkham City was my favorite game as well. The Arkham Knight was going to beat that until they really overly obsessed the Batman, the Bat car. Yeah, that's just it. But yeah, I think, yeah, in terms of enjoyment, I think Arkham City is the best for me. Even now and every now and then, I like to think how the worlds of Sonic was built, as in how the universe built. Yeah, when it comes to the Archie comics, I don't think they've ever came up with like higher beings or anything like that. I don't think they ever like touched upon that at all. It isn't, right? I think Sonic Boom is the worst Sonic game. At least in Sonic 06, you can have fun with the glitches and stuff and have fun in certain regards. Sonic Boom is just so empty and just boring. In all honesty, I would rather, if you put me in front of a TV and said you had to play this for 100 hours, Sonic Boom or Sonic 06, I would go for Sonic 06 before you even got done saying the second game, because Sonic Boom is just not fun. Like, at all for me. But, and then again, we all have our opinions. Was there some guy putting up spikes and slopes and such? I could believe that. Bridges that break, but 20. Put 20. Ranks Label Season 2, Episode 3. Yeah, I knew someone was gonna frickin' tell me about that, because it's never just my decision to look up an episode of a series. I'm joking. But seriously though, it does kind of irritate me that people constantly tell me that an episode's out when I'm clearly reacting and watching the episode. It makes me believe that a person doesn't find my intelligence level of knowing that something's out after a week has gone by. It just bothers me in that aspect, okay? Again, it's nothing on you, Kiri Devi-san. It's just, when you've been on the internet and then you just constantly have people asking when's the next reaction coming out, are you going to continue reacting to MLP? Are you going to continue reacting to Dan Versus? Are you going to continue reacting to this? Are you, oh, by the way, the new episode of this is out. Hey, by the way, I know it's only been 2 hours, but do you know that the new episode of this series is out? Oh, hey, you react to this. Does that mean you're going to continue to react to it with this sort of sentiment? Hey, about this and that. It starts to wane on you a lot after about 3 years of just constantly having to go through that. So, to answer your question, yes, I'm going to react to episode 3 and every other episode that comes after that when they come out on my own time. You don't need to let me know. I'm pretty sure I'm competent enough to remember an episode or a show that I like, and that's it. I know this is gonna stop, but if I don't vent, I think holding it in will then bring me another scenario that I don't want to get into. So venting out like right now, but also letting you know it's not your fault, it's everyone else's. It's the grand community's fault. That's it. So there you go. Sonic and Elsa's relationship would have worked if it wasn't romantic. Yeah, a buddy relationship is way better than an actual I'm gonna kiss you because you're dead. No, like, no, they definitely wanted to go an undertone on the fact that they were in love in some way, shape, or form. That's like, no, don't even put that as an undertone. Just have it be like a mutual relationship. He respects her, she respects him. That's how an animal and a human should work. My favorite Sonic character is Silver the Hedgehog. I think my favorite character is Big the Cat. You don't see me. Only because of the memes, and that's it. So Hammer is kissing Sonic. I don't like at least some form of jealousy. Just like, Did she really? All right. Shadow for him. All right. Shadow would be number 3 behind Silver and Sonic. Gotcha. But yeah, the final officially airs tomorrow. Yeah. I know that. Like, I have it scheduled to be posted at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Like, I know. Officially, because you got iTunes leakers, you know, getting your hands on it. Man, security nowadays. The more we advance, the farther we fall. Any expectations for the MLP finale? My expectations is that it's going to be freaking amazing, and I'm going to love every second of it. Wait! I'm going back into the past. I did. I already watched it. Because, you know, the whole leak thing, people were afraid that I'm going to get spoiled on it, so I did it. Have you seen my other 2 reactions? I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in both the two recent reactions to the new episodes. My expectations were high, and they met them. The Storm King, I am disappointed that the Storm King wasn't really relevant a lot. He just kind of showed up for a spell call, showed up for the end, and got defeated. Yeah. So in terms of villain status, he's definitely not up there. Like, I think my top 3 will forever be Lord Tyrek at number 1, Discord number 2, and Chrysalis at number 3. Like, every other villain's kind of below that, but yeah, Storm King's not even probably in my top 5. I liked his personality, but it's nothing against Discord's personality, which is just like, he pales in comparison when it comes to Discord. Dreams of an Absolution, All Hell Shadow are the best Sonic character themes in Sonic. What? Storm King was terrible. Terrible in the sense that he just wasn't good, or terrible in the sense that he was a malicious bad guy? Because you got to always make sure you really emphasize on that when talking about villain characters. That's why there needed to be more of them to show how great he is. That's definitely it. Like, that's why I like Tyrek being one of my favorites, because he had like most amount of screen time from a lot of villains, like rivaling Discord screen time for his villainy aspect. He shows up, weak and feeble, grows, manipulates his way to the top, gaining energy, gains more energy, has an epic fight sequence, wins, and then loses to a Deus Ex Machina. Qualifies as a discount Sombra. He barely. Many of my friends were calling him a discount Tyrek, because his motivation and his goal was to gather the magic of Equestria and then control everything with that. So he's more of a discount Tyrek, because when it comes to Storm King, at least when he had his kingdom, unlike Sombra, who was smoke at the time during his screen time, Storm King had his army and had his regime and had his rule. So at least he was there, and when he first materialized, he wasn't immediately destroyed by Spike. What would you prefer a Sonic game to look like? Would other people like your image? I don't really care what Sonic's like. I will agree that Sonic is one of those series that just doesn't have a defined character to him, that he jumps to so many different things, but in all honesty, I think that's why I like Sonic so much, because he's not afraid to be original and just try his best. The Sonic team tried their best to think of some new things for someone to like. Like, I understand that they fail miserably, but experimentation, that's how that works. I'm just happy they don't give up after, oh, Secret Sonic and Sonic 06, we're never going to live this down. Might as well just throw in a tower, Sonic's dead. Nope, they came back and made good series. And I hate it when every single time when Sonic Mania came out, it's like, Sonic's back, baby. Sonic never left, alright? Sonic never left anywhere. And that's what kind of ticked me off. It's just like, just because he had a few bad games, or a bad game that's well renowned for being bad, does not mean that he's gone. Gone is Half-Life. Half-Life is gone. That is gone because they're not making Half-Life 3. When they make Half-Life 3, then people saying Half-Life's back, that makes sense. Sonic never left. He was always here doing games and stuff. But my image for him, do whatever he wants. Just make sure it's fun. I don't care. about anything. If it's fun, I like it. And Sonic Forces looks like it to be fun. Sonic Mania looked like it was going to be fun. Doesn't matter. Last time I checked, video games were meant to be enjoyed. The only problem with Storm King was he wasn't in it enough. Yeah, that's definitely it. People hype him up, but in the end, he gets smashed to bits. Yeah, he did. Yeah, kind of hypes him up a little bit. I prefer, you know, Tempest as the overall main bad guy. Like, she did more in the span of the movie than Storm King has ever did at the end of the movie. Like, the worst he's done is just give Twilight a hard time. About it. If it wasn't for Tempest, he wouldn't even have the magic he needed to be that strong, so... I thought you reached the 4th Powerpuff Girl. Oh, you're talking, okay, the 4th Powerpuff Girl. Yeah, that is coming out soon. I don't know when, though. That episode. I don't, see, the only reason why I haven't posted it out yet is because copyright issues are actually a lot more problematic than I thought they were. They're actually taking out just the redirect alone. Same thing with the whole Ruby fiasco. YouTube is really being really freaking stupid, and I'm really trying to work around that the best way I can. Sorry about that. But yeah, I thought we were talking about like the 4th episode, but yeah, as for the 4th Pop-Up Girl, yeah, that's coming out. At least for the role he played in the movie, in a finale or premiere, he would have been fine. But this is a big movie. I think it would have been a complete serious, really scary, no-chill villain. Question, would it have been better if he was replaced with Tyrek? Like, take Season 4, put it as the Storm King, and have him do the things that he did in the movie. And then have the events that happened with Tyrek happen in the movie, but be elongated, trying to spread out certain scenes with more development and certain adventure aspects to it. Mostly like show more dynamic that Tyrek had with Discord, and have that entire fight scene be animated in the same Toon Boom animated style as the movie. Just think about that. Think about that, and then tell me that wouldn't have been a better movie. Which Tempest was, it's just a sham. She wasn't the one in charge. The Storm King was better in the comics. The movie didn't really do him justice. I didn't read the comics. See, if I have to watch a movie and also read some outside sources, you're not doing a good movie. You're not doing good as a movie. Same thing with game. This does not just go on movies, it's go on games. Oh, you have lore and I have to go on outside sources to find out your lore in your video game. Especially when your outside lore wasn't like heavily advertised to the point where I had to watch it and I was interested. It's kind of like with Homestuck. It's kind of like with the Homestuck game. Like Homestuck in of itself is an outside source you have to know if you want to play Hive Swap. However, you don't actually need to play Homestuck to play Hive Swap. You would actually just get just as much information as you need to from that game than you would with any other thing. So it's like it's that. So I want to read the comics though. Definitely, but I wanted to go in the movie just as a common viewer who is just in it for the movie. Your song was amazing, second song best in the movie, Behind Rainbow. Yeah, Rainbow was great. Can't really top Sia. Can't really do that. She's one of my favorite singers. She was pretty much what Starlight should have been as a villain. Starlight should have been as a villain? I'm pretty sure Starlight as a villain was pretty alright for what she did. Starlight was a dictator slash cultist who brought like an entire town to her knees of her own like selfish ambitions. Not to mention she was a huge hypocrite in doing so. So it's like there's that. Then she ran away and nearly destroyed the universe, or at least messed with the timeline so much that everything would have been gone. Like Starlight was a good villain, like for real. I would defend Starlight. As for Tempest, I will admit that her backstory, if Tempest's backstory was Starlight's backstory, I would have admired the backstory of Starlight a little bit more, because her reasoning for wanting to be a bad person kind of reminds me a lot of Obito's reasons for becoming a bad person, and to tell you the truth, those are kind of on each other. So Tempest's backstory, she went inside of a cave and got pimp slapped by an Ursa Minor. I think, I would be mad at the world too if they shunned me because of that. So, yeah. But Tempest and Starlight, comparatively, they do have different ambitions and goals for themselves. Starlight's ambition was to reform people and basically keep people at her level because she was wronged by Cutie Marks. As for Tempest, she was wronged by people in general because of her horn disability and stuff like that. So that they're really different characters. Maybe if I had worked, if instead of King coming to the castle, he was already there and commanded Tempest to go. Yeah. One of my criticisms for the movie, I think instead of Grubber, I think that's his name, the little guy, instead of him being with Tempest, it should have been the Storm King being by her side, also just like goading her and stuff like that, admiring her strength of her doing the job and just being menacing behind her and doing like that. I think it would have been a much better like dynamic for the Storm King if he was there instead of Grubber. Grubber could still be there, probably just have the three of them just go on this journey to find the main six, but just having him be not around throughout the most of the movie does hurt his character a lot. Tempest was a million times better than Starlight. Her redemption even made more sense. Her redemption even made more sense? I have to disagree on that, at least. Because when it comes to Starlight and Tempest, their motivations are completely different. And one's more fragile than the other. One was actually a lot more traumatic, in a sense, if you really put yourself in the same shoes. Really. And Starlight, you also need to go with the fact that they're two different characters. Like, you gotta put yourself in their shoes and go in there and basically think of like how they would. Hanging out with your friend a bunch, and then as soon as he gained a Cutie Mark, he left you pretty much alone for the rest of your life, and not even acknowledge your existence afterwards, and basically being shunned throughout the rest of the eternity, what it looks like. And so the only way you can probably cope with yourself is either having people understand the pointlessness in having differentiations in Cutie Marks. Tempest played around with some kids, got wronged by getting pip-slapped by Ursa Minor, got shunned because now her horn was broken. She's physically harmed, like unlike Starlight, who was mostly emotionally harmed. And Tempest's redemption from that was just learning that not everyone's a douchebag. As for Starlight, she had to learn that differences is what brings people together, along with the fact that Starlight's overpowered. If you want Starlight versus Tempest, Starlight would win, at least in forms of feats. So yeah, that's besides the point, but I'm just trying to get you on a matter of they're two different characters for a reason, and I honestly have to go with Starlight being a better handling on any reformed villain character than Tempest was, because not to mention Tempest was a movie while Starlight was an entire season and a half, so yeah. Well, not really. Natalie. Heck, get Storm King potion that grows horns back in the end. Breaking in front of Tempest, and he's like, hey, you lied. It would have worked better than saying he can't. Yeah, that's another thing Storm King could have done. Like, I would have also liked it if he actually complied and helped her. Like, I like villains who are, you know, malicious, but I also like villains who are you know, to their word. It's like, just imagine how he would have won if he just complied and helped her horn. Even if he didn't actually have the power. Like we don't know in fact like he didn't have the power. I'm pretty sure he didn't. But say that he did have the power, fixed her horn, Tempest would still be loyal to him and helped him out, taking out the main six, and they would have won. Tempest on their side would have won. So it was with his idiotic tendencies of wanting to be a bad guy that he lost again. Ugh. Like most villains. But yeah, a lot of things would have been better if they actually, you know, handled that entire scenario better. You know, Tyrek, Tempest. Sombra, Chrysalis. Next time you cook them. Yeah, Nick. Let's play Tempest's reasons for being on his side. The only reason that we can get from why Tempest was on Storm King's side was because, well, she had a broken horn. Storm King probably said something about the magic of Equestria. If we brought together inside the Staffy thing, I'll be able to pretty much do anything I want, and that means restore your horn. I see you as a young, weak, feeble little creature, and I wish to help you. It's probably explained in the comics. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not entirely sure how far back, as in prequel-wise, the comics go. But that's why I can see it, and I can see her buying that. But again, as a person who has not read the comics, I have to come up with my own headcanon. For you, Despair awaits you forever. Despair. That's a live-action CG movie. Yeah, I'm not excited for that. Just like how I'm not excited for any live-action CG movie by any game medium, period. The only thing that kind of succeeded in that was the Phoenix Wright movie. But that's Phoenix Wright. That's the most down-to-earth thing you're gonna get when it comes to anime or video game software. Plus, it's a visual novel, so it's not like there's like any big-time action-oriented things they had to do. I always said that Sonic Boom might have been better if it was chaotic. The main characters would made more sense for making Knuckles bulky while Vector is already buff as a heck. Yeah, buff as heck. Yeah, I agree with that. But in terms of like things that are just overall wrong with the series, besides just the see, it's not the character redesigns and stuff like that there's a problem. In fact, the Sonic Boom show proves that that's not the problem, because the characters themselves are actually pretty fun and likable, and the show is really good. Like, shockingly, way more good than it needs to be. So it's like that. But it's just a game, and its mechanics and other stuff like that is just sort of like not good. Instead of Eggman, have Egg Robo, which would explain how Eggman finds all the next game in the world. Dark whips. He just sent out robots scout. Chaos is already more comedic. Yo, do you want to be DBA? When Chapter 2 Ruby is gonna download it tomorrow, or when Chapter 2 Ruby gonna download it tomorrow, or what? Chapter 2? I guess you mean Episode 2? The like slight word variations make my head hurt. So you mean Episode 2 of Ruby? Well, just like how I kind of went off on a person reminding me about Mirage's Ladybug, I know when the episodes come out. I don't know when I'm going to react to it, but I know I'm not going to watch it unless I'm reacting to it, so I'm suffering here. It's not like you guys who can just sit down and watch it. I got setup to do and times to work out with my already stupidly dumb schedule. So, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Probably. If not Monday, if not Tuesday, if not Thursday, if not next Saturday, if not probably next year. I don't know. I don't have a schedule. This is not my job. This is a hobby. If I had a job, if this was a job, I would manage it better, but it's not. The only thing I want to make a priority is getting these streams out. Because I hate saying something and then it not happening and then people saying, why didn't you do it? That's sort of like my biggest pet peeve. So since it's my own pet peeve and I'm the only one who causes it, I kind of need to stop myself from doing it, right? So I don't know. In my opinion, Starlight was the best villain until she got reformed. Honestly, she was amazingly evil in season 5 finale, and now she's one of my favorite pony. Yeah, like when it comes to villain status and character status, she's really gone up in the ranks in both aspects for me. Like Starlight has proven that I like how in the beginning, like I remember my reaction to Starlight running away. I said, well, she's gonna come back, and she's gonna come back harder than ever. Then I got certain people in the comment section saying, why can't we just have a villain that came in and just leaves and never comes back? Like, why can't that just be a thing? Well, here's the thing, guys. They're good story writers. They're not gonna make a good character and just throw her out of the way. You know Flash Sentry? He was considered a bad character. That's the character you throw out of the way, because that's what they did. But Starlight was too good of an antagonist slash character that needed more to her that I had to expect her to see her back. And I'm happy that she did come back in the exact same season. Really one most powerful unicorns in the series. Like, she swapped the princess's cutie marks like it's like nothing. We don't know the actual feat, like we don't know the level that is, but on paper it sounds pretty cool. So yeah. Came evil because society shunned her. Starlight turned evil because her friend left. Edge to Tempest. I felt more sorry for Tempest. I never said that wasn't the problem for Starlight. I already said that backstory for her was pretty pathetic. Comparing it to Obito, who started an entire war, killed people, killed Naruto's family, did a whole bunch of other random evil shoot, all because a girl he liked but didn't like him back died. That's pathetic, especially for a shonen antagonist. So for Starlight to have this entire vendetta and messing up the time stream, all because her friend left her, is pathetic. But it doesn't discredit her villainness afterwards. Kind of like Broly. People love Broly. A lot of people loved Broly when Broly first came out. However, his motivation for what he does is freaking stupid. Sometimes you just have to take away the backstory and just go with what their feats were. And Broly had some pretty interesting feats, just taking out all the Saiyans, Piccolo, Gohan, Trunks, everyone, so easily, nonchalantly, until he got one punched. Starlight formed a cult, did all this stuff, messed with the timeline to the point where a lot of villains won, and where there was nothing left, apparently, and stuff. Tempest chased after a few ponies for a while, did a few interesting things, and then utterly got reformed at the end of it because he realized not everyone's a douche. Villain-wise, again, you got the Edge of Tempest background-wise, but when it comes to actual villainy and feats they've done as a villain, Starlight, you gotta admit, Starlight has her beat. You have to admit that. Like, I'm trying to think of other things Tempest has done that can rival things that Starlight did, but I can't. And sure as hell, I do feel more sorry for Tempest. I mean, I nearly cried. I nearly cried when I saw her get hurt with the Ursa Minor thing. That was sad. And her song made sense in the forms of, you gotta open your eyes sometimes when not everyone's happy, but Tempest needs to know that not everyone is a douche. So that's just it. They were both in the right and both in the wrong. Do you think we will ever see Starlight leave main cast? Just hinted. Season 5 premiere ever be done at this point? Well, usually when they fake do something, it usually means they're not going to do it for a while. If not, they're not going to do it at all. That's usually how it goes. Because, like, it would be dumb to do it. Not to say that nothing has done this before. But, like, have, like, a fake death. You have a fake death for a character. And then suddenly, like, a season later, they die. And what was the point of having him have a fake death if he's just going to die anyway and almost do nothing because of that fake death? Like, that's stupid. As for this, I don't know. They could hint at the fact that could be a hint that one day Starlight is gonna leave the main six. But honestly, I think they would downgrade if they do that. The episode's just been so good thanks to Starlight's inclusion, along with her influence of how the episodes are structured. Because I like the fact that Trixie, Maud, and any other characters are now more likely to show up and do things because of Starlight's inclusion and her being their friends. That sort of thing is something I like, and I appreciate the show better for it, because if they just take Starlight out, make it so that Trixie, Maud, and everyone who was influenced in the matter leave, then we're just back into the roots of season 1, 2, 3, you know, all that other stuff with no extra character and stuff like that. I like the chemistry that Starlight has with the characters. It's good. So I hope she doesn't leave, but I'm not saying it's impossible that she's not. So that's about it. I gotta say about that. Someone did a thing. Alright. Do you think Tempest will be in season 8? I would love her to be, but I can't say it because the episode's not out yet. But let's just say it's not impossible. I doubt Tempest will return anytime soon. And as the saying goes, you might never see her, like, a long time. But it's not impossible not to see her. Smooths or cheese sandwich? Well, that's just it. You can't really say that. Mostly because, well, one's a giant gelatinous blob who used to be an epic villain back in the old generation days, and one's voiced by my favorite singer of all time. So, gotta go with Cheese Sandwich. Like, Smooths made me get into MLP, so if it wasn't for the Smooths and that movie from Generation 1 and me growing up with the rest of the series, that's one thing. But Weird Al is just Weird Al. You can't really compete with that. Wasn't Tempest. Character. Yeah, it's fun. That's fun. I kind of had it in the back of my head that can't be her name. That can't be her name. It just can't. And then as soon as you say it wasn't her name, I'm like, oh. I was hoping I was wrong because Tempest is a dope name. But yeah. Hi, sorry for being late. Notification. It's fine. Compare the Killing Joke Joker backstory. His pregnant wife died. He was penniless loser comedian, got roped into robbery and blamed for it, and turned it into a literal clown. Yeah, that's one of the backstories that Joker has. It's one of the best ones, actually. But yeah, as the DC comics have shown us, there are actually 3 Jokers, so that's probably one of them. Character short. Already did. Just can't post it. I think I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Already did, but can't post it. YouTube's being stupid. And it's not Rooster Teeth's fault, but it says Rooster Teeth is blocking them, but it's YouTube. People have told me this. Sorry. When is season 8 going to be out? I don't know. It's going to be a hiatus, but I don't know. That would require me to go on the Wikipedias and take their word for it. We need Grogar. We definitely need Grogar. Like, I thought Grogar would be a better pick for the movie villain than anything. What do you think your funniest reaction was? Yeah, definitely. That's just my quintessential funniest reaction. Like, I can't top that. Unless I somehow jump off a building while reacting to Derpy again. Nothing's going to beat that moment. Like, period. Because that was like pure on, I did not want that to happen, which is what made it so good for people to watch. Like, I didn't expect to fall out of my chair and nearly sprain my ankle. But yeah. Who's Grogar? Who knows who Grogar is? He's definitely not some villain from Generation 1 who happened to be one of the better villains because he actually had a menacing side to him. Also, the fact that he actually had the ability to trap ponies who used teleportation to their advantages into his own little kingdom. Had a bell that allowed him to really manipulate things, stuff like... Whatever. He's not important. And it looks like I'm at the hour mark, so that means this stream is going to have to come to an end soon. I got stuff to do. Probably not, considering that I don't have it and I don't know where to get it back. So, sorry about that. One of my favorite reactions, so it really does suck that it's not there anymore. And it was the first reaction that got over like 300,000 views, mostly because it was one of the first ones, and people were upset. No, I have not. I don't even know what that is. Ends of areas. Made it to the bottom, yeah. My favorite reaction you did. Oh, wow. Info about your question. Okay. But yeah, if it's coming out this spring, that's good. And yeah, we're just going to end this stream off here, like, right now. It's not... I do need to get to some stuff, and I think I got more pages to upload if I happen to get to it at some point. I do have 15 pages of the Persona comic done, and I need to upload those now. So, yeah, this is basically going to be the end of the stream here. Also, I got the final design down for the last thing that's going to show up in the story. Boy, howdy. This is going to be big. So, yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Later.